Talk therapy did not help me heal my trauma. Art therapy did. I'm Narissa, I'm an art therapist and a holistic counsellor. And look, I did try the path of talk therapy for a while. We all try that path. It's what we're told to do. We're told to talk about our problems and hopefully they fade away. But I think for people like myself with complex trauma and PTSD, you can't just talk your trauma away. You can't just think it away. You need a deeper way to express that pain, because that pain is so deep and so raw, and it needs a channel for it to go, and it needs a gentle way to escape, because we shut those feelings down because they were so painful at the time. So why would we want to talk about it? Why would we want to think about it? Why would we want to intellectualize it when we can just express it through our bodies onto a piece of paper? And that is how I healed. So I am a counsellor and I do believe a little bit in talk therapy, but my focus has shifted into art therapy. When I started doing art therapy and going through the exercises, and I realized how much grief and anger and rage and all these really heavy emotions that I'd carried around for years were finally shifting, and I didn't have to talk about it. I could just tap into that emotion, that feeling, that experience, and express it on paper. And then I can see it on the paper and it makes sense to me, and I can process it and integrate it, and then it was gone. So I've managed to work through a lot of stuff, and now I'm helping other people to work through their stuff, and people are changing. And I've got some clients, honestly, that have been in talk therapy for years and years and years. And they come and see me initially and they think, okay, you're a counsellor. And quite quickly, I will shift them into art therapy, because I can see that my clients like me have been stuck in a story. And I think this is what talk therapy does. It keeps us stuck in that program. This is what happened to me. This is how I feel. Instead of actually getting that feeling and that experience out of your body, because it needs somewhere to go. And art therapy is also great for nervous system regulation. If you have complex trauma or PTSD, you can get highly activated in an activated state, and sometimes you can get stuck there. And recently I did. Something happened, I got stuck, and I was in a highly activated state. And I used art therapy to help me get out of that state, to help tell my body that I was safe. I could draw something to contain that fear, and it told my brain that I was safe. So it's also about talking to your brain. And I think when we're too busy expressing verbally and trying to intellectualize stuff, we're not using the right part of our brain. And actually the right side of your brain is the part of the brain that you use when you're creating. And the right side of your brain is your emotion center, and it's your intuition and your inner knowing, and it's the part that needs to express. It's bypassing that analytical mind, the busy mind that has those thoughts churning over and over. When we create, we're actually turning that off, and we're turning inward to our heart and our soul to express that. And I believe, honestly, that my trauma lived in my heart and my soul, and I finally got it out. And it's on a piece of paper somewhere in my cupboard. You can keep it, you can burn it, you can rip it up, whatever you want to do. You can create a ritual out of it. You can make it gone for good. This is physical evidence of your experience. You're witnessing yourself on paper, and there's nothing more powerful than that. So that's why I've created this channel, Healing Beyond Words, and I'll share a little bit more about my journey as we go along, because I've created a lot for a lot of different wounds and identities and behaviors and feelings and so many different things. So I want to share them with you all because I'm so passionate about art therapy. Art therapy healed my trauma, and I do feel healed. I feel like my trauma no longer rules my life. I finally feel at peace. I finally don't react from that trauma. My behavior, my thoughts, my feelings, they're all aligned with my true self, the person I was underneath all those stories and underneath all those experiences. And we're not broken, we're whole, and we always have been, but we live through things that shatter us a little bit, but we can work through it with art. And I really want to share that with you because I want you to heal beyond words. And it's my dream to get so many people using their creativity to heal.